Gators en movimiento. El tiro a tercera.
Gators on baseball. Yeah, you know the name.
Sweet Caroline, bum, bum, bum. There will be no catch-up drizzle this year, kids. The Giants beat the Red Sox 2 out of 3. I hung out with Eric. Romo and Ibrahim. It was a great 3-game series, except for the game that I hung out with Eric. So I don't know if he should be coming back anytime soon. I'm Schmitty with my new Jung Hoo Lee hooded jersey, and this is Christian. What's good, man? Did you like the series?
I like the series. I think it should have been a sweep. I don't, they came out a little soft and then kind of started to crank it up. And by Sunday is like run production, and getting behind and coming back and going ahead and get behind, coming back. Like that's Giants baseball, right? The way that game was played Sunday. I mean, obviously they had a little luck. We talk about luck here, but we don't give it a lot of
lucky,
a lot of weight. They had a couple of errors on the other side, and hey, man, good series all in all. Devers got his first bomb, almost had another one.
So cool.
So, and Casey Schmitt's making the case.
Casey Schmitt is giving Dirty Dan a big wooden thing under the table, and he can't stop talking about Casey Schmitt. And Casey's doing his damnedest to stay in the starting lineup once Matt Chapman comes back. I mean, they sent Fitzgerald down today, so that shows you what they're doing there. I think we got a 3 to 4 weeks, what I'm hearing, for Chapman to come back. So unless something dramatic happens, a big trade or a fall off or some crazy Fitzgerald hot streak, Casey's moving over to second when Chapman comes back. And maybe we don't need to trade or sign a second baseman. Maybe we got one internal, which would be nice.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like if Casey can sustain, he doesn't have to go 4 for 4 every game, but he's hitting the ball hard, even if it's not going over the wall. And he's working. You can see that he's really feeling it. Like he's really trying to put in the work to stick. And I think he's got a good shot. Fitzgerald, I don't know what happened to this guy. I mean, he cannot hit. And last year he could hit great. And his defense has been good, but I'd take a little bit of a defensive drop at second base just to get more offensive production out of that position, because Fitzgerald just hasn't been doing it, right? And if Casey Schmitt could play on that side of the diamond, great, bring it on.
Yeah, the only thing that bothers me is the thing I keep repeating week after week, day after day. I want a speedster, and Fitzgerald was that guy. He just couldn't get on base. But McRae, same thing. It's like we got a couple guys that would be really fun to watch if they could just get their batting average up, take some more walks, maybe drag bunt a few times, and just get in the pitcher's head once they're over on that base. And eliminating Fitzgerald pretty much, to me, eliminates our stolen base game. I mean, Chapman steals a little bit, Ramos steals a little bit, but none of them are like in people's head the way that some real base stealer would be. So we'll see what happens in Sacramento. People are screaming they want Matos. People are screaming they want Luciano. I'm hearing all kinds of names, and I'm just like, hey, man, we keep winning. Like, let's just not make too many changes. Like, I'm a little concerned from what I saw with Birdsong, though. Roupp stepped up, and he rebounded really nicely from that Dodger game that he looked probably the worst I've ever seen him as a starter. And then he looked great the other day. But Birdsong, he had some problems on Friday night where he pitched the first game. Me and Ibrahim and Eric were it was so fun. We're in the 4th row. I'm in the 3rd row, and we're just man, we had a whole row empty somehow, and the whole place is full. It was unbelievable. I don't know how it happened, but I got to sit with those guys the whole game, and man, it's just such a, you know.
Yeah, yeah. Well, Birdsong was cruising for 2 innings, right?
2. Every time to the third time around, when they see him, they got him figured out. It seems like I think he needs to either mix it up or get another pitch to add into his repertoire.
He didn't even get through the whole lineup a second time though, before things started coming unraveled. It was like the first 2 innings he looked really sharp, and I was like sitting there going, okay, good. And then something between the second and third inning just came unglued, right? And I don't know. I mean, Roupp, I've always had confidence in Roupp. I think he does need to develop another pitch, but man, he looked great in this series. And Verlander still hasn't gotten a W, and
he's pitching tomorrow. He'll be back. The baby power, new daddy life. He's gonna come in. He's like, I always wanted a son, and I finally got one. And he's gonna throw like a 9-inning shutout. He's
so
gonna come in blazing.
Are you making an exception to the kid having rule for Justin Verlander?
Well, this is his second kid, so it's like we already it's experience. He's already got it. Plus, the kids and Kate are on the other side of the country, so he's not going to be up all night. He's over here in San Francisco. Maybe he gets a phone call here and there, but no, he's fine. He's a veteran. This is a future Hall of Famer. I don't think a kid's going to bother him. I think more so he just has to get this damn winless streak out of his head.
Yeah, that's for sure. Let's talk about this for a second. Since you were there, you saw it. I was watching it on TV. Safe or out?
The second base. So Duran was whatever the ref called. If the ref called him safe, he was safe. If he called him out, he was out. There wasn't enough evidence to turn it over. Right. So he was called out, so it stayed out. But I believe if he had been called safe, New York would have said he was safe. It was so close. Yeah. His fingers on there, and there's a shadow, and it was just too hard to overturn a call. But if you looked at it without anything, you'd probably say in that super slow-mo over and over that I think he was safe.
Yeah. Yeah. It looked to me like it was either the exact same moment that Adames put the glove on him as when he got his finger on the bag, but it was ruled out, and then it was reviewed out. And then Duran had the audacity to challenge the umpire on a review call, which was the instant toss. And then Cora came up and just steaming, and then he got tossed, and it was all pretty entertaining, because it's like, wow, bitter much, like calls go against you every game. You guys just lost your cool. Like, hey, you started playing like shit in the late innings and you were struggling, and then you got frustrated, and then you took it out on the umpire. And I just that kind of stuff to me, it's like, it's just not professional.
Well, there's a lot of not professional in baseball. But I think
course.
Cora was saying after the game, he wasn't as upset with that as he was at the home plate. He said by that time he just had to stick up for his crew because he didn't think that the runner that jumped over the mitt was out of the baseline, and that these calls were just starting to really go against them. And man, the second baseman, Romy just, he made 2 horrible plays this series that really cost the Red Sox. I don't know if the Giants win that game if he catches that line drive from Yaz.
Yesterday.
It all unraveled yesterday after that. Yeah. I mean, Adames hits a home run, but you just don't know if all those things are going to happen after, if the play was made as opposed to not being made. But you know what they say at the end of the year, it's just a win or a loss. That's all we see. There's no photos next to it. There's no asterisk. There's no Glenn face with a lucky over his forehead. It's just win or loss.
Yeah. Well, there are in history a few plays that'll never be forgotten, I mean,
Absolutely.
the Bill Buckner play, there's a handful that like you're always going to remember that it goes along with that. But yeah, I mean, look, I think the true impact of having lost Devers to the Giants hasn't quite sunk in with the Red Sox yet. Like they're gonna be in some games where it's like, man, we just don't have that bat anymore, and it's gonna hurt them. Right now I think they're all trying to act like, oh yeah, it's just business as usual. It's just the business of baseball. We're fine. Yeah. See, Brooks Conrad. Nobody's gonna forget that. Atlanta Brave.
Mhm.
It's shit. I feel like they're trying to keep the stiff upper lip, but I think hurting Devers, I think every guy on that team is like, this was just a bad look all the way around,
Yeah.
But we got him, so I like it.
Oh, I love it. I think he's great. I think he's gonna just get better once he starts understanding the stadium and kind of figuring out where the hits are gonna work for him and tailor his hitting approach to Oracle. It's gonna be just like bananas. The guy's got a really powerful swing. I got to go out there for batting practice Friday. I was on the field and Barry Bonds is overlooking him, and there's just like a lot of excitement, man. There's just so much excitement around this that the Giants finally have a bat, and we have this presence in the lineup that people are in the stands. The fans are like, when's he up next? Like he's that kind of player. Like I'm not going to get up and go get food or go to the bathroom when this guy's coming up. So I need to know when he's coming up.
Right.
And the other team is looking at when he's coming up because they're strategically trying to like defensively and pitching to make sure that maybe he leads off an inning or just make sure you don't have a bunch of guys on base when he comes up. So it changes everything. And I think all the guys around him are going to blossom. Heliot Ramos, he was already doing good, but he's so fun to watch. He's hitting balls down right field. He's blasting them into the left field bleachers. Casey Schmitt's been hitting the tar out of the ball. He hit a top spinner that line drive goes over the fence. That never happens. It was like 114 miles an hour off the bat or something. And then Adames launched one. And I literally think, I know I'm a homer. Everybody calls me a homer, but I just am a baseball fan that loves the Giants. I think the bats at the end of the game yesterday are going to come in blazing against this Miami Marlins team. And we're going to have some real fun offensive games to watch from our boys. I think all the guys are starting to hit except for, Fitch got sent down and Patrick Bailey, he's starting to kind of just hit at least singles once in a while. And, I believe in Patrick. I think it's going to come eventually, but man, it'll be so exciting if the real Adames shows up and we have Devers. Just those two together too, the electricity between them. It's just really fun to watch them on and like when they're on the field or when they're in the dugout.
Yeah. And I should just say, like, having watched it on TV, that good on Giants fans for packing the yard this weekend, give Devers kind of that, introduction to San Francisco. Like, wow, the fans here are into it. Right. And I mean, coming from Boston, it's like, man, the Boston fans are rabid, but if you've seen some of their games this year on TV, they're not full. They're not sold out. They got a lot of empty seats. And in San Francisco, every seat was full over the weekend, right? They had two out of three were sold out. And the other one basically might well have been sold out. It looked like it.
I think they were all sold out.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's a good look for the fans. And it's great to welcome him in, because it gives him the sense that, like, hey, they really love the team here. I want to give them something to be happy about. So I think it's a good situation for him. And dude, he looks stoked, man. It's like when he came around to score and all these guys are jumping around and he's got this huge grin on his face. And like, yeah, I mean, it fits. I don't think he's a clubhouse problem. I think he might have been a problem in Boston because they were screwing him. So
yeah, It's going to be interesting to see. I mean, he was taking grounders out at first, and then he kind of, I guess he slightly sprained a groin or something, not enough to keep him out of hitting, but they just want to tame that a little bit. Will Clark was here all weekend, and it's just, you can just see it in the excitement of the guys too. I mean, I was getting some autographs from different players and kind of picking their brain, and you just see like Christian Koss was just like a little kid. He's like so stoked. Like you could just see these guys. I mean, we didn't touch on that, but man, I think Christian Koss cost us the game. The one game he grounds into 2 double plays with the bases low with no outs, and then a ball goes under his glove to score a run. That was a lot of problematic stuff. So tough night for him. And but yeah, I mean, Devers
didn't he get an RBI? Didn't he get an RBI on both of those double play balls though?
Yeah, but one with
I understand, but it's better than striking out or popping up on the infield.
I don't think it's better than striking out.
Okay, well, we could debate that, but I mean,
one out with the bases loaded or 2 outs with 1 run in.
What are you going to do, man? It's I still think it's better than getting nothing. So
I guess, but it's a bad look is what
it is. A bad look. I mean, you got to be able to at least put the ball someplace that doesn't happen. So, I mean, a sac fly would have been preferable to that 100%.
Yep. And Fitz even just bunted. Like if you're not hitting well, Fitz bunts. There's 1 out and you score a run. Like you got to be better than that. I mean, let's put it this way. You don't get an RBI for a run scored on a double play.
Mm-mm.
You do not.
I don't know about that.
Look it up. I promise.
Okay. All right. Well, now that you put that taint on it, yeah.
Yeah.
So you got Will Clark's autograph over the weekend, didn't you?
That's right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's not an easy one to get.
He's not here that often either, but he's usually pretty good about it. I made a little thing here. I think we can show Schmitty's Graffin Sock Series gems.
Nice.
I don't know. I need a new title, and I was thinking about it with my friends that we graph. I want a crew name. If anybody out there has a good autograph crew name, I want to make a brick because they're letting people buy bricks again. I want to put our crew's name and then all our names in the thing. And it'll be in order of the pecking order, because I got one guy that's been doing it since Candlestick, like I believe in the 80s. So he's the sensei. He's the top, and I'm kind of the greenest of the crew. So I'll be last, but I think it's fun. But yeah, so here we got some of the gems. I didn't put them all in there, but I got these young guys from the Red Sox, Marcelo Mayer and Roman Anthony. And I got Aroldis Chapman is tough. That was my first one of him or Bueller, so I was stoked on that. Trevor Story is pretty nice. He usually is at least 1 game a series. He'll sign for pretty much everybody. Randy Rodriguez, I love this gold rim, and I might get the whole giant set like that. I'm thinking it looks really cool with the blue pen with the yellow border. But yeah, right there in the middle is Will the Thrill Clark. He's got probably one of the best autographs on this page for sure. He puts 22 in there, but it's kind of over the Giants logo. But yeah, it was a great weekend, man. I was out there like a kid getting good autographs, seeing good baseball, home runs galore yesterday. Me and my wife were in our good seats yesterday, and just everybody's eating ice cream and like, cold stuff because it's warm in San Francisco, no wind, the ball's traveling. Give me more days like that. That was phenomenal.
Yeah, the weather looked fantastic. So all in all, a good one. Series win, nice weather, packed house, and the new guy getting a little bit of stuff done. And it's all good. So did you see the news about Eldridge getting hurt? Yeah,
I heard about that the day. That's a bummer.
Not like we really needed to see him up this year, but you don't want to hear about guys getting hurt. And then the thing I read, somebody was saying, well, when you're 7 feet tall, this is kind of what happens. And it's like, yeah, kind of. And speaking of 7 foot tall,
Oh man, I'm not touching that.
what?
I am not touching that. That is complete hearsay at this point, and I am not touching that.
What's crazy,
You can talk all about it if you want, but
I just was like looking at some of the social media fallout from it, and it's all talking about, wow, way to air out your dirty laundry, lady. Like everybody's on his wife's, like being like, what's wrong with you? You're using your children to manipulate your husband. And like, what? Like, I don't get the world anymore and how people respond to shit. Like, it's just like, okay, like, what is she doing? What is he doing? What is anybody doing? Like, just, I mean, the guy's not that great pitching anyway.
it's I say it every time there's these crazy things that happen. I just feel like people don't even care what's going on. They just want to shit on things and complain about things and take, it's almost the devil's advocate philosophy a lot of times. It's just like, you know, whatever. But then you got the scumbags that are just like, all I see is sports. This lady sucks. Like, you know, and it's like, these are human beings. I don't know what's going on. I don't know, because I know they're in the middle of a divorce, so that can get heated up and things can be said. But what she said and did is very, very serious. So it's like, if that's not real, she's in a lot of trouble. And I mean, people say that happened to Trevor Bauer, that some girl did him dirty, but it's like he did so many people dirty that it was like, okay, one jumped on that wagon, but there was enough evidence on other stuff. But anytime you see the word abuse, it's like, obviously rock stars, baseball players, all these guys that are in the limelight all the time, they're probably cheating here and there, most of them, you know, and that's like a thing that you see happen and you're like, but when the abuse comes into it, I think that's real serious, and especially with kids and stuff. So we'll have to see where that goes. He's still on the Giants as of now. The Giants publicly said MLB knows about it, we know about it, and it's in MLB's hands, and we are not going to make further comments on it. So that's where they stand. As
they should. You know, it's like let the whole thing sift out. And it's just, I don't know. It always seems to hit a little harder when it's somebody on your team, right? Like, it's like we're used to reading about guys like Ozuna or Bauer, or you name it. Go down the line of people that have gotten into hot water. Urias. I mean, pretty much everybody on the Dodgers has been in some kind of problem, right? But then when it's one of the Giants, you're like, no, you know. And I think the Giants are very careful in who they sign and sort of what potential problems could arise from signing that guy, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Like, people have a reputation, or they've already been sort of, you know, in trouble, then the Giants want to avoid them because, you know, they're trying to keep a class organization, right? Yeah.
Oh my God.
That's funny.
Just to let Anthony know, Christian or not Christian, Christian Cooper is here, and Christians cheat also. Just because you're Christian doesn't mean you don't cheat. You might read the Bible and go to Sunday school, but believe me, a lot of those people are.
What about all those Catholic priests with the altar boys? You know, infidelity knows no color, creed, or religion, I guess is what we should say, right?
I agree with Daniel on this, though. I'm not putting him in that category right now. And to be honest, it's none of my business anyway. I think it's all going to play itself out, and he'll either be on the Giants or he won't be on the Giants, depending on how it all plays out. And that's all we can do. A lot of time, the soap opera aspect of these things really oversaturated, and it kind of sucks. I mean, it's the same thing, you know, with Barry Bonds and his stuff. Like, it's affecting the game. Like, he was the best, you know. So these are all different things, obviously, but it's just, I don't know. I saw him after the game, if that's any consolation. He was walking across the street, and I was like, ooh.
Yeah.
I can't find Eldridge's injury online. What kind of injury timetable? I don't know the timetable, but I'm pretty sure, wasn't it his ankle or something, his foot or his ankle?
Yeah, I think ankle. I don't think it was a knee or anything, so that was good. But trying to look up the schedule here. What do we got going into?
We got Miami, then the White Sox. Well, while you're looking that up, I put this little thing together. We can check this out. How do you feel about pitching to Devers tonight?
Thank you.
Just another guy.
Just another guy.
Just another guy.
It's one high and deep to left and out of here. Devers goes deep.
Just another guy.
Yes. Just not so much just another guy after that.
Mm-mm.
So did you catch Adamas with the little Cristiano Ronaldo?
Like it's got a lot of flair. I'm telling you, he's dying to do well because he wants to, this guy's like the guy that's dumping the water on everybody and just out there like he's fire, and he brings really good. I love that personally. Like I need it in my job, like somebody to fire you up, and this guy brings it day after day. So I think that's just a huge added thing that he already has in his repertoire. And once he gets the offense going, it's going to be a real important piece of our playoff run. That's right. I said it. Playoffs.
Yep. Yeah. It's, as of right now, it's all looking like it's going there. I think so. This next week for the Giants is like it's soft until they roll into Arizona, and Arizona hasn't been running that hot. They've had a few good games and they've had some real bad ones. So I think they did most of their damage against the Braves down in Atlanta, and then they kind of like sputtered out after that. And yeah, we'll see. I would expect a good shot at sweeping the next 7 games. Right.
Yeah, I was saying 5-1 I'll take. I think they're going to probably lose at least one game, but yeah, 3 Marlins and 3 White Sox.
Yeah, 3 and 3. That's right. Not 3 and 4.
It'll be, I'm down for 2 sweeps. We'll see. Yeah. Tomorrow's the game. If they win tomorrow, then they sweep, right? If they don't win tomorrow, it's because they can't win on Verlander Day. So we'll just see how it goes.
Yeah. And it looks like they got some special events going on for the Marlins games down in Florida. It's Superman night on Wednesday.
Yeah.
What the hell that is.
It's a Giants jersey, and when you open it, there's the S underneath.
Okay, but it's oh yeah. Okay. I haven't seen what it actually looks like yet. And then it's Swimmers Day on Thursday. Are they going to have people swim across from Alameda and
Oh, maybe across McCovey Cove. I have no idea what that is. I haven't heard about that one.
I think you should get in on that. Swim the cove.
Okay.
Go get a bunch of vaccinations first, just in case.
Yeah, it's not the best place to be. This is, by the way, this is not a Metallica jersey. This is Jung-Hoo Lee's. They
He's
gave it away.
He's talking about the shirt back there.
Oh, you're sure? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I was like, what the heck?
So they had, I can't remember which game it was. There was a game where they were showing these two people trying to launch a half-inflated kayak into the cove, and I don't know whatever happened. It was like these two older people, and it's kind of sketchy. Thanks, Dom. Yeah.
9 steals and 57 games for Fitz. I didn't realize that. Yeah, that's because you can't steal a base if you don't get on base.
Yeah.
That's the problem. And Fitz is he's been popping up and striking out a lot. So
I want to know what happened, because it seems like, okay, so he started the year on the IL because he had was it the hamstring or the oblique that he had? I think it was oblique, right? Then he fractured his rib, okay, and he was out. And when he came, it seemed like his batting average just started zeroing out after he came back from that second injury. I don't know what's going on, So
yes.
they need to work on that, because, like you said, they need his speed, man. I mean, their running game without him, their running game is not all that great, right? So.
Look at this, Eddie F. He's got the Westworld emoji or whatever, the little icon next to his name. Eddie F., I got to ask you a question. Did you enjoy Westworld after the second season? Because the third season for me got kind of crazy.
I like one through three, and four was awful.
3 was hard for me, and I didn't get to 4, but I loved 1 and 2.
Yeah. The first ones were good. Oh shit. Well,
back spasms, he says. Eddie K says back spasms. Well,
for Fitz, is that what we're talking about? Yeah, he had something going on, but yeah, it's kind of disturbing when you look at how he was running. He was hitting over 300, right? And then all of a sudden it just started bottoming out. He just could not hit at all. A lot of strikeouts, a lot of pop-ups, a lot of just weak ground balls. Yeah, it's terrible, I don't know what kind of a bat McRae is swinging right now, but damn.
McRae's been heating up a little bit. He's been hitting some opposite home runs, and almost every time he gets on base, he steals, which is pretty radical.
Yep.
I just pulled up the National League West standings. We got the Giants are 3.5 behind the Dodgers, who I think are playing the Rockies next. The Padres are 5 games out of first, 1.5 behind the Giants. Diamondbacks are they're doing that 500 floating thing, treading water at 500. And then the Rockies, with the worst record in the history of Major League Baseball, I think that's their end goal, 18-60. I mean, you guys think that we have it tough when we're just above 500? Imagine being a Rockies fan. And there are lots of Rockies fans, and I'm sure they complain and put bags over their heads, but it is what it is. You got to go through the lows to appreciate the highs.
Yeah, tough times in Colorado for sure.
Very tough. So what are you thinking about? I know this guy lives in your head and he doesn't even pay rent, but do you think he's going to show up with Bill Miller and company and walk in and say, excuse me, where's the Marlins hat?
Oh, God.
I got a hamburger. You guys see my hand?
Yeah. Look at my hand tat. I really couldn't care less if he shows up or not, but stay in Florida, Kepler. Nobody needs you. Nobody wants you. I mean, he's not even like a field guy or anything, right? Isn't he in the office?
I'm not exactly sure his title. I think he's like, yeah, something.
He's definitely not like player development, or he's got some chair in an office. You know, his office is probably like a little personal weight room, and he's got like a refrigerator full of shitty apples or something. I don't know. That guy just, not interested. So maybe Sandy Alcantara will come across the diamond and have a little conversation with the Giants brass. That would be nice.
Maybe he'll switch dugouts. I could see that being a great day for all of us. We're all wanting one more pitcher, and Alcantara would be a good one, right?
Yeah. He's a trade you make for the future. You know, for this year, he's coming back from the Tommy John. He's not at 100%. He's not at full strength, but the stuff is, indisputable. And next year, he's going to be a little bit further removed from that. I think it would be a great acquisition. If you could get him for, I don't know, you get him in a trade and extend him out. I don't know what his current contract is, but if he's still got 2 or 3 years under team control after a trade, that's enough, right? So he's on my short list of guys that I'd like to see him get.
I got a question for our audience. Who can be the first to answer this? Because my wife and I are sitting at the game yesterday, and I think, Christian, you and I might have had this same conversation, but there is scoreboards everywhere you can see, and it is very hard to find the batters that's up's batting average and the amount of home runs. They love to put up the history that this batter has versus the pitcher, which is usually 0-0-0, because a lot of these guys have never faced these pitchers. It drives me insane. Anyway, long story boring is we are looking around trying to find it, and what we see are these 2 categories, and I want to know if anybody out there knows what this is. One is HB, that's like Howard Bryant, and the other one is IVB. Do 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 boop 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 do 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 do. What if we got flagged because I was so good at humming the Jeopardy tune? Like I just nailed it, and they're like, "You can't do that." See, and people, let's play the game fair. Please don't Google it. But yeah, think about that. If you guys, think about that. It took me a while, and then I ended up actually Googling it because I was like, and when I
knew what one of them was already. The other one I was gonna look up, and I'm like, I want to see if somebody comes up with it in the chat.
Yeah,
the first one is not a hard one.
Yeah, so I don't know. If I was gonna go into Oracle as Buster Posey, I would be like, what is going on with all this fucking lights and stuff that's everywhere? Let's make it more organized and make sense of it. No, it's not hit by pitch. It is not hit by pitch. But Christian's got a new crew for the Giants called the Lobsters, the LOB Sters, because we believe in on base way too many people. I got here. What's the question? Misbehaving, coming in hot from the Fantasy Baseball League. The question is, what are the 2 categories on the scoreboard that one says HB and the other one says IVB? See what you got. Way too much useless info. Yes. Just following a pitcher's mile per hour is tough to find. Believe me, I don't think I'm the only one that is very simple at what I want to know when the batter comes up or a new pitcher comes up. And when you can't find either, it's like, what are these guys doing? Like, they want to make it so like new age with velocity and the angles and like all these like that's the Farhan stuff. Take that away with nothing like it. Let's get rid of all that stuff and just simplify.
Yep.
Horizontal break, Anthony Merkovich. Ding, ding, ding. We have a winner. Yes, sir. The HB stands for horizontal break.
Yeah. The other one, I have no idea.
Well, think about it. Here's a clue. Horizontal break is HB. What's IVB? Do, 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 do.
Inches of vertical break.
Yeah, there we go. Ding, 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 ding. Horizontal and vertical break. So, but the crazy thing is some of them are negative numbers. So I guess that's the break down versus the break up. Like if it rises, it's 6. If it goes down, it's -6. I don't care about that stuff too much. I mean, it's fun to see once in a while, but that should be the little just like salt they add to the main course, right? It's like, let's have the batting average always up there and the amount of home runs. If it's a stolen base guy, it'd be nice to know how many stolen bases he has. But yeah, it's just kind of crazy.
Yeah, it is weird. Let's just take a look at this real quick because this is so irritating.
What you got?
Where'd it go? It disappeared. Sorry, hold on. Just the look of the scoreboard in general is just horrible, man.
It's pretty wild. And then all the stuff behind home plate is a banana farm of just like, bah, 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 bah. I know they're trying to appeal to the kids and stuff. While you're digging that up, though, hey, guys, we only need 8 more different people to add a comment. And I'm going to give away this Patrick Bailey bobblehead if we can reach 20. So the only way to enter is by leaving a comment in the chat. So make sure if you're watching, just say hi or anything, and you're entered for the Patrick Bailey bobblehead. And also, Patrick was signing autographs for $65 a pop at Baseballism over the weekend. I don't know who's paying $65 for a $108 hitter.
Well, especially since you can pretty much get him down at the yard for free, right?
No, he hates signing. He will not. He does not sign outside the park and barely signs inside. The only time I've really got him was his first year, and then at FanFest.
Well, what's his salary? Like
Bailey, I'm sure it's pretty low still, right? Like he hasn't got to the big dollars yet, but
he's hurting. So he's hurting.
Or something.
So he's hurting. So he's justifying charging $65 a pop for autographs.
No, I think Baseballism is hurting, and they're trying to make rent. Yeah. I don't understand how that place stays in business. It's up right on the corner, an epic location, but I never see people pulling out bags from there.
Well, what are you going to do? Are you going to go there or the dugout store? You're going to go to the dugout store.
110%. What's up, George? Good to see you back in the house.
So this scoreboard, and I think it's worse. This is last year. So like this year, I mean, that game that I went to with you and Curtis, like,
oh yeah, no, it's not like this at all.
What the hell is on the scoreboard? Like, I just want simple. I want the hitter's batting average. I want the ball strike count. I want the outs count. I want to see the lineup. I'm good with that. And the rest of it, nobody needs it. I mean, it's just crazy.
Was this the day that the kids draw the player?
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay, that was last year, because this year, see how it says Tyler Fitzgerald and then underneath it says average, home run, and I can't see what that says. Yeah. RBI, maybe
30 RBIs. Yeah.
So
I said it's last year.
If they had it like this, I would be ecstatic. But none of those 3 stats are anywhere on this entire board this year. Right. So I don't know why and what is. Yeah, but it's crazy. Yeah. Turn it back into a donut shop. Exactly, Dom. There you go. Remember when there was a McDonald's around the corner? Remember when they filmed Clint Eastwood movies down there? There's a lot of history in that zone.
Totally. Oh well, it's I heard some people grumbling about Doval the other day where he came in and it got a little interesting, but I'm not worried about that at all. You know,
I told Eric and you in the text, and Eric said he needs to pitch, but you don't bring a closer in when it's not a closing situation. I will swear on a Bible to the day I die that is my answer. If the guy needs reps, just throw in the bullpen. There's too much that can go wrong and nothing that can go right.
right.
Then the next day game, and you need him, and you just used part of his arm last night. It was just like, I don't like, Kapler did it a lot. Almost all the managers in the last, I don't think Bochy ever did it maybe, but definitely Kapler's done it, and Melvin's did it that night where it's like, dude, just bring in Bivens. You love Bivens. Get Bivens some mornings.
And not only did Kapler use him in non-save situations, he also used him in getting like more than 3 outs closing situations, like having him come in the 8th to get 2 outs in the 8th and 3 outs in the 9th. It's like, don't do that, man. You got Randy Rodriguez now. Randy Rodriguez is, he's not a mop-up guy by any stretch. He's top tier, late innings, high leverage guy, right? Mm-hmm. But let him pinch the 9th in a non-save situation. Just get it, keep his arm working. I mean, obviously, we know Doval does better when he gets regular work, right? We've seen it when he's had too many days off and he comes in, he can be a little dicey, But yeah, the non-save situation is just stupid.
You guys aren't feeling Lucchesi? I think Lucchesi's looking pretty good so far.
I think he's all right. He's all right.
And then
he's got a tough. I don't know if have you seen, other than live in person, have you seen him pitch like on TV?
I don't get to watch him on TV. I'm always at the yard.
He's got this insane over the top delivery. Like he comes straight up and over. And it's intimidating to a hitter, I think, because it just looks like, man, like this guy's just coming at me with a catapult. So I like what he's been doing. It'll be interesting to see. I'd like to be able to think that they have arms that they can eventually move Bivens and Jelly out of there and bring in these other arms to cover it and be better than those guys. I mean, Bivens has done pretty admirable work, but he's also had some real rough outings, And Jelly is that guy who's always, when the game's on the line, he's going to screw the pooch. And when he's got, it's lopsided, then he's fine. That being said, he did do a good job being the opener the day that Harrison got shipped out. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like they can bring some other guys in and change that up, right?
Would you rather have Lucchesi or Scott Alexander?
Lucchesi, 100%.
Yeah, me too. And Scott Alexander is down in AAA trying to fire it up for who knows if they're going to bring in like a whole arsenal of lefties when they play the Dodgers next time, but that might be a good idea.
They could. The problem is the Dodgers hit lefties and righties. They just hit. You know?
It's true.
I mean, they really
for against Webb.
They just punish people, and they got the worst walk-up music. Can we talk about this Ohtani shit for a second?
Sure.
The thing that I sent you and Eric in the group text, the social media posts and YouTube and all that with MLB touting, Ohtani's first strikeout since he was back from Tommy John surgery. What? Nobody cares. He pitched 1 inning in one game and he pitched 1 inning in another game. And they're somehow like, this is the biggest thing that's ever happened in baseball. It's not even newsworthy. Like this shit's got to stop, man. He's up again in 7 more at bats. I mean, fuck this dude. I'm so tired of Ohtani.
MLB's really got him up in their mouth. the thing they're like excited about is somebody can strike somebody out and hit a home run in the same game. And sure, there's novelty like that, but literally, like, if you're doing things just for that, it's like that's not that baseball's not for that. It's not to be like, let's see how wacky and weird we can get, and all these different things. It's like, if you're gonna pitch. But the last thing we want to see is this.
Yeah,
I mean,
seriously,
dodge it style. No thanks.
Dude, if they think that it's a big deal for a guy to like pitch, get a strikeout, and hit a home run in the same game, Donovan Solano has done that, right? There's been like guys who came in to pitch in laughers late in the game who had a home run earlier in the game. It's not unique. It's not special. Like, get out of here, Well,
on the same subject, I was very.
There it is.
Yeah, but the thing that happened the other night was even worse for me. The Padres were playing the Dodgers, and the Dodgers were just hitting every other guy on the Padres, and they finally hit the wrong guy, which is Tatis. And it looked like they might have broke his bone, or, he was down, and it did not look good. All the benches clear, and rightfully so. I think, like, with this whole thing with the pitchers hitting people and then they don't have to bat, that's the one thing where Ohtani's going to be in trouble. But so Ohtani comes up later and he gets hit way less in the back. It was like, yeah, maybe that hurts a little, but it was nothing like getting hit in the hand. And he does this thing where he tells the dugout, like, don't come out. And MLB just goes crazy with Ohtani saved the day. He told his players not to come out. It's like, if Ohtani got hit in the head, or if he got hit in the arm and it looked like he had broken his pitching arm or something, you can guarantee that Max Muncy would have been running out there and tripped, and all these idiots. Kike would have been bumping dongs with like anybody that wanted to play. It's just like
the worst is their pitching coach. He's the saltiest dude
Mark
in the
Pryor?
dugout. Proctor, I think his name is. Or Proctor. Is it Pryor? Yeah, maybe.
I think it's the old Cubs pitcher, Mark Pryor.
They got into it a couple of different times with the Giants, and I think the Padres, and a couple other teams, where that guy was coming out throwing roundhouse punches at people. Like, you're a coach. How does this work? Remember when McGuire was there and he got into the big thing with Matt Williams when Matt Williams was with Arizona?
Yeah.
The jersey grabs and all that.
Yeah.
But yeah, okay, so here's the thing. Tatis has been hit by Dodger pitching 4 times or 5 times this year alone.
It's crazy.
And he's been hit by Dodgers pitchers more in his career than by any other 5 teams combined. Okay?
Yo, baby.
So anybody has a beef on one side or the other of that argument, the Padres definitely have beef. Mike Schilt definitely has beef with the Dodgers. Dave Roberts to come out there and act all magnanimous and all this shit. Dude, sit down, man. You got nothing to say. Ohtani screamed before the ball hit him. Okay. If you watch the replay, he goes, and the ball hits him. Okay. Yeah. He took it in the meat of the back. And it's like, yeah, we're supposed to pat him on the back for telling the guys to stay in the dugout. It's like, well, yeah, because you didn't take a real one. You know what I mean? Tatis took a real one. And that's like, I mean, at some point you just get sick of it. Right. And that's, guys are going to come out and they're going to fight. Right.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Is the guy that hit, like, are the pitchers that are hitting the Dodgers pitchers, are they kind of the guys that are, they're not the big names. They're guys that, like, if they get suspended or whatever, who cares? It's like the worst pitcher on the team, right?
Well, because all their big names are on the injured list.
But I mean, they're kind of hiring an assassin. Like, this is the guy that's going to go in and beam you. And then if whatever happens, we don't care. It's not like Derek May or whoever. I don't even know who their staff is.
This particular situation, they tried to sort of allude to the fact that this guy is inexperienced and his control isn't all there yet. And it's like, okay, man, if he's throwing 97, 98, and he doesn't have control and the ability to not hit guys, you should not have that guy in there pitching for fear of injuring somebody really badly. I mean, look at Giancarlo Stanton. He took, 97 to the jaw? Like that just can't be happening. Yeah.
Yeah. That's right.
Go.
That's right. Ipe finally showed up to jail. Apparently, he wasn't in jail at all this whole time, and I don't know, like the flexibility. And he's probably got like a king size bed in there with a huge TV and like a bar, a wet bar. Like it's like, oh my god,
it's like Goodfellas where the guys are in prison, but they're getting cases of wine and lobsters and all this stuff is being brought into the mafia guys, and they're just like, oh yeah, you got to slice the garlic this way, and oh man,
shapes. Like that.
Imagine the golden parachute that clown got out of that deal, right?
Crazy one. Kalu Shapes is are you first time in the chat? You've probably been here before, but this is the first time I'm seeing your name, I think. Are you shaping surfboards, or what's your deal out there? Thanks for joining. Anthony Merkovich, feds or state? Ooh.
I think feds, right?
I think feds.
I think it was feds.
Yep. He's on easy street, especially for a financial crime. Yes. Apparently, Daniel Royal, Payne 916, knows the law better than I do because he's got all kinds of info on this right here.
This is what they refer to as white collar crime.
White collar crime. What's going on down at Doyer Stadium? Has there been any more hassles, or did they?
Well, first of all, the Dodgers completely manufactured a lie about what was actually happening. There was no ice there. There was customs and customs enforcement people that were staging nearby to do some sort of a raid on it was a financial thing that they were going after a business that was laundering money or something. And the Dodgers wanted to come out, virtue signal, and see, we're protecting the immigrant community. And it was all bullshit.
Right.
So, dude, that's the world we're living in. People will just try to like capitalize on, try to turn everything into something that it's not. And it's just gross. So,
yeah, it's funny because the headlines are often the only thing read.
Yeah, and they're often not true. So it's crazy.
What's this say here? Yeah, I'm the fuck you to make a podcast guy. I usually don't catch the show live. Oh, yeah. You're down in Santa Cruz or Half Moon Bay or something. Shoots, brother, shoots. Thanks for joining. I think we've turned somebody to the dark side. We brought a non-YouTuber over to YouTube. So
I like it.
That's kind of radical.
I like it. Well, I'm excited to see what we get going into the All-Star break.
I want to dig up this thing I got from because I think Dan, I don't know if Northern California Sports and Entertainment Network, is that Dan?
That is Dan, right? They're
Okay.
NorCal, and then Glenn and Eric are Giant Sports Talk. So
because I got this video, it's not great, but it does show, I think, Devers. Let me make sure. Oh no, that's a photo. Let me try to find this video. Oh, it's Glenn, apparently. That's Glenn from Northern California Sports and Entertainment Network, who apparently, I won't believe it till I see it, but apparently they're letting him cross the border, and it could be as soon as Friday.
Uh-oh.
So you might see some photos of Big Glenn at a Valkyrie game as soon as this weekend.
Wearing his Wilmer jersey.
Wearing a Wilmer jersey. Yep, exactly. And his I Love Haters hat.
I love that dude.
Yeah.
I want to know if
Glenn's
he's
the
coming
best.
in. I want to know if he's coming in legally or illegally, though.
I think it's all legal. He's trying to do it by the book.
Yeah. As he should.
Well, you guys, I think I'm gonna have to find the video clip. Well, unless this is it right here. Hold on, let me see. I'm like an old man with these.
Oh,
gadgets.
he's in the house. Look, got my papers from the lawyer's office today.
Congrats, Glenn. I know that's been weighing on you, so congrats, dude.
Please tell me it's not a City Connect.
Let's see. He just texted me apparently. Oh, damn. He got 2 City Connects, the Flores and the Jung-Hoo Lee.
Uh-oh.
Look at that. Let's see. Let's see. What? Look at this. Is like pretty amazing, right? If I can pull this off, it's pretty amazing. Let's see. Damn it. Nope, because it's a HEIC. The thing that sucks about iPhones is they have a weird format that you have to change to get to work on a lot of things.
That's just like when they went away from MP3 to the AAC, the Apple Audio Codec. They did their own digital encoding of music files, so they couldn't be shared across. What was it called? Napster. Napster.
The one that Metallica sued.
Yeah. I used LimeWire in that period of time, and LimeWire was good because you could have.
Me too.
2,000 simultaneous downloads going, and there was nobody ever came after you for anything on LimeWire. And Napster got all the heat. So.
Live from Glenn's house up in Canada. Here's his jersey.
Shit.
Look at that, kids.
Oh, shit.
There you go. Wilmer and Glenn has been calling it. You got to tip your hat to Glenn. A lot of times I don't agree with him. But he's been calling it since day one. Wilmer Flores has been carrying this team a lot. So, he's got the biggest card collection in this building. So that means I'm second. But he's also probably got the biggest Wilmer Flores jersey collection out there.
He's probably got the biggest City Connect collection in your building, too.
Yeah, maybe. Well, he's got 2 now. There's another guy in the building that gets season tickets to the Warriors and the Giants. And I don't know if I've seen him in a City Connect yet, though.
I'm going to try to roll through and pick up my home orange later this week.
Daniel loves the City Connect. It's just not my thing. It's fine. To each their own, I always say, right? It's like, I'll wear a hood with this gray, nice SF logo. The back of the City Connect right here is totally fine for me. The name looks a little cheap. I think they could have used a stroke or something possibly, or, a 2 colorway maybe.
Drop shadow.
Just like the 4-1. But the front is what kills me. I just don't like that Giants logo that's all big and bubbly. It looks like an 80s graffiti thing. And then also it looks like, I pulled it up before, it's like some candy wrapper is the exact same thing. I forget. You remember that?
Yeah, Skittles or something. The San Francisco Skittles.
Give Bernice about 2 weeks and she'll send it back. That's harsh, dude. You're gonna get banned again, Anthony. Come on.
Hey, so does that hood come off of that jersey, or it's all sewn together in one piece?
Yeah, it's all sewn together in one piece.
See,
it
looks sharp just as a jersey. I don't know why it has to have a hood in it.
It's way different than what I thought it was. So look, it's a jersey with a hood, and then these are connected, the long sleeve. So it looks like there's a hoodie under it, but there's not. So I was under the impression it was going to be all warm, and so I didn't wear it during the day game. And then I got home and I was like, oh shit, it's super not warm. I could totally have worn it at a day game. Yeah. It's very send you a pic of my other new favorite jersey, the Jung-Hoo Lee experience. Yes, sir. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. The giveaways are a lot of times not great, but I think this one was pretty good. I've been selling most of them. The camo hat, not a fan. It was like this weird shape and didn't really fit me well. And then what was the one before that I sold right away? Oh, the Hello Kitty jersey. That thing was such a big draw that I was like, boom, hundo.
Have you seen the third-party license? Have you seen that Godzilla jersey?
No.
There's a Godzilla one that I don't know. I don't think I can bring myself to buy a jersey that's not like a legit, the one that they actually wear. But it is pretty cool looking. I'll send you a photo of it. They should give that one away. I'd buy a ticket and fly there just for that.
So where is it? Can you pull it up?
Let me see if I can. I think I took a screenshot on my phone, so give me a second.
Because we've got another jersey I can show you real quick while you're looking for that.
This comes from Home Run Threads. Let's see. Which I have no idea about the validity of it. Coming to you right now.
Home Run Threads. Is it from Japan?
I don't know, but I actually really kind of like it.
Okay, but here's the question. Do you like what I'm about to show you? Did you send it over?
I just texted it to you. Yeah.
Oh, you just throw this up.
It's actually kind of bitching.
See. I mean, I've seen a lot of things that are better than what they're making over there. That's the other problem. I'm just like, okay, let's see. Here we go, guys.
What I want to know is how much
multitasking
it cost.
at its best. Let's see. There we go. A little bit of this. We're going to get rid of Wilmer. Remove. And we're going to go here. We're going to go there. And oh, no, that's not it. We need this one. Okay. Would you rather have this or the City Connect? Huh. San Francisco. I'm a fan of the Japanese lettering and the Korean lettering. Like for the Jung-Hoo Lee jersey, I got the back. Hard pass for Daniel. Your producer is going to lose his job. What about if the producer is the guest scout, the interviewer, the editor, and the music director? Can he get a pass, Anthony? Please. Well, let's look at this. Would you rather? Okay, let's. Okay, you guys have all seen this jersey, right? Would you rather have that one, or would you rather have this one? Because I'm really curious to see what you're going to say about this. Which one would you rather have? Because this is Glenn's new jersey that he just got. There you go. Valkyrie Fever, catch it. And I'm glad you got Chen, and I'm glad the Valkyries got Chen because they signed her. The fan base loved her, and then they cut her. And people are like, why'd you even sign her if you're going to cut her? But now she's back, and leave it to Glenn to get her jersey. I would have got Money Martin, but that's just me.
What is the? I don't even get it. Right above the number on the back, there's like, is that like the female equivalent of the Air Jordan?
But they can't dunk. So I don't understand.
So it's a layup?
It should be them shooting a 3-pointer. Yeah, I guess it's a layup.
Do they still use the ball that has the multicolored panels?
I like that.
So when you shoot it, you see the
yeah, it's like red, white, maybe even blue. Yeah. You know what my favorite thing I've seen recently on the I'll have to dig that up too. There's a video meme going around where it's this guy going, ladies in the WNBA want to be paid the same price as NBA players, but they don't want to sign an autograph. And then they show this guy asking one of the WNBA players for an autograph. And she's like, ooh, that's kind of weird, isn't it?
Wow.
So that was pretty funny. But the Valkyries are selling out every game. They got the best attendance in all of WNBA. They're I think around 500. They're playing better than they were expected to. And the Bay Area is embracing them, and as they should. I think it's great. I wouldn't skip a Giants game for a Valkyries game, but if the Giants are on the road and there's a cheap ticket, I'm in.
To each they own, I say.
To each their own.
It looks like Darren's kind of on the same page as me. I kind of like the idea of a throwback, although the Giants uniforms through the 70s and 80s are just not that great. And then everything else they have is classic, going all the way back to the beginning of the franchise. So they haven't really changed much. Their road gray has been the same for 100 years, right? I mean, it used to say New York across the front, but it's basically the same jersey. But I do like sort of retro look. I don't like colored pants. I don't like, these weird graffiti fonts and stupid things like that. So yeah. Glenn is going to take Dan to a WNBA game. All right.
Farts are always funny.
Well, guys, I think it's time to wrap this one up. We got the Miami Marlins. Hopefully next time you see us, I'll have my friend, Mr. Giant the Broom behind me, because we're going to sweep these guys, and we're going to probably not pick up any ground on the Dodgers, who are playing the Rockies, but you never know what can happen. You just never know. Angel Reese is trash, and she's considered the face of the league. I thought she wasn't considered the face of the league. I thought it was the
Caitlin Clark.
Caitlin Clark is the face of the league. She was on Dave Letterman's show on the Netflix. She had her own like hour and a half thing, and they went to Indiana and all this stuff. Seems like a good enough woman. But hey, it's a baseball podcast. Let's get back to the baseball. MLB, it's the place to MLB. We're the only podcast with balls. Skaters on Baseball right here. And you guys let me down. You only got 16 in the chat tonight. No giveaway. We're shooting for 20 or more. Tell a friend, tell your mom, tell your grandma, tell your mailman, tell everybody. And let's see you next time. And hopefully we can try again for this Patrick Bailey bobblehead. Maybe he'll be batting 200 by then. Who knows?
Yeah. Let's go. Let's beat the fish. Let's hook them and fillet them.
Hook them, fillet them, and put them on the grill, and then just take out all the bones, and then marinate them, and then I don't know, slice it up, and away we go. Maybe Taco Tuesday, huh?
There we go.
All right. Well, thanks, guys. Like I said, seriously, if you can tell some people, let's get a little more action in here and try to work on some giveaways. It's really fun when you get the thing, but I don't think under 20 is worth it. So let's keep working on that. And until next time, we will see you. All right. Bye for now.
Thanks for listening to this episode of Skaters on Baseball. If you liked what you heard, please spread the word, give us a good review, or hell, blow us up on your social media if you're down. Follow us at Skates on Base on Instagram for baseball news and other fun stuff. We love comments and listener participation, so bring it with an audio clip or an email. You can email us at skatersonbase@gmail.com. We're everywhere you get your podcasts, and we'll be here all season long.
Let's go, San Francisco. Let's go, Giants.
Dude, that was one of the most mind-blowing shows I've seen to this day.
Much love.
Adios! Pelota!
See you soon. Thank you.
And I am forever a Giant.
Boom, boom, boom.